Hi, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, and we have some powerful work to go over today. I welcome you all to this call. I'm so glad that you're here with me, and I want to hear from each and every one of you on how your journey is going. But first, let's discover how to use the power of visualization. And our guides begin. Dear ones, most of you are familiar with the more traditional methods of visualizing, but we want to review them briefly before moving on to be certain that everyone is coming from the same starting point. Traditionally, you were advised to create a physical likeness of what you were attempting to focus on as a way to help your mind become better able to retain your goal instead of getting caught up in thoughts or feelings that would be at cross purposes with what you were trying to envision. Now, remember, we do have monkey minds, and our minds like to jump from one thing to the other, and that is why having a focal point outside of yourself, that board or the movie, could be really helpful. It was suggested that you make boards with pictures and phrases that were reflective of what you desired, along with quotes that motivated, or movies with the same theme as the boards. Both of these approaches and all of the variations are powerful, but you've become more powerful than these methods permit, and we ask that you step into the higher dimensions that you now occupy. Do not stay as children, pretending you don't know that you have matured spiritually and that you're being asked to take on a bigger role, which of course requires a bigger vision. Take a deep breath and recognize that you're ready. The world is ready, and now is the time for you to be shining your light as brightly as you can, wherever you can. There is no more time to play small and pretend you're not powerful. It's time to stand up and boldly proclaim just how powerful you are. Now, I have heard from a lot of you that you're really struggling through this time. I want you to remember you are powerful. Do not give your power over to the forces of hate. You've got to stay in your loving place, bring more of God through you, and stand in your power. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to hunker down and really get focused and centered on your love, the love that you're bringing into the world, and your power. Therefore, it's time to step up your practice of visualization. It's time to move from the outer world to the inner world. Instead of approaching your life as though everything you desire is coming toward you, and you must reach outside of yourself and grab it, we want you to begin understanding that nothing comes to you, but everything comes through you. It's the creative power of Source that makes manifestation possible. It's not your wishing or hoping, but the power of the Creator that allow your thoughts to shape energy into all that you desire. When you understand that you cannot move outside of yourselves to create, you will become more powerful co-creators, and you will naturally allow more of the God Force energy to flow through you. In the past, your capacity to receive Source energy was limited, but as you willingly and consciously climb the awareness scale, you must use your expanded capabilities to create the greatest positive impact for your own life and for the world at large. Remember, none of you are separate beings. You are all energetically connected. So the positive changes brought forth by one help the masses around the globe access the positive. Not everyone has woken up. Some people are still sleeping, and we do not judge their journey. However, those of us who have woken up, who have said yes to this challenge of bringing love into the world, must now step up and say, I am powerful. I am a co-creator. I allow more of the God force energy to flow through me on a moment-by-moment basis. Now we must assign you a task. It is the more refined and deliberate use of the third eye. We do not advise that you abandon the practice of the physical visualization tools you have used in the past because you still exist in a physical reality. But we do want you to enhance your practice by employing the third eye in your daily practice. This means that when you enter your meditative state, your first goal will be to quiet the mind, to get to a state of no thought or blankness. Once you have successfully attained the blank mind state and have held that state in a place of neutrality for a span of time, where you encounter no resistance from your thoughts and you are in a place of total surrender to the divine, ask that you begin being shown that which is for your highest good. Ask for clarification on the goals you have set for yourself and for any action steps that you should be taking to make your dream a reality. By asking God to show you, instead of trying to force that which you are desiring to come to you, you enter the path of least resistance. You may have selected a goal for yourself that feels right to you in the physical reality, but is limited due to your inferior vision. When you open to Source and ask to be shown the greater vision, you place yourself in alignment with the highest vision possible for your life. God has superior vision. They have that overarching vision that we cannot see while we are in these physical bodies and are using primarily our physical eyes to see what is before us. When we begin working more with the third eye and opening more fully to Source, we will be able to see where we are limiting ourselves because of what we may be perceiving around us. We may be closing ourselves into a little teeny tiny channel and saying, well, if I just achieve this, it will be fabulous. But God is saying, yes, that will be fabulous, but we have for you a greater vision. And remember, they do not give you the vision if you do not have the ability to achieve it. It doesn't mean it happens tomorrow. It doesn't even mean that it is particularly easy to accomplish. But you do have the ability. And if you open to that greater vision and get in there and commit to saying, I will do whatever it takes to achieve this, you will grow in unimaginable ways. It is worth it to get in there and say, okay, I'm committed. I'm doing this. I am not going to give up even when the challenges seem bigger than me. I'm going to stay connected to Source energy and allow God to show me what I am to be accomplishing in this life. And even when the obstacles appear, I will remember I am powerful. I am connected to Source energy. Excuse me. And I can do this. I absolutely can do this if I stay connected and I stay on the path and I continue to seek out avenues to make this possible. However, they do advise, do not become attached to the method of delivery. If you are more able to hear or feel communication from the divine, you will receive your message in that way. So even though they are saying, use the third eye, if you are not a clairvoyant, You may not see pictures when you are accessing the third eye. If your messages come more easily to you because you just feel as though you should be somewhere or doing something, that is still a message from the divine. If you hear them, that is still a message from the divine. Don't get attached. Well, I didn't see a picture, so God doesn't have a plan for me. There is always a plan. There is always something, a purpose that you came to achieve. And the method of delivery will come to you in the way it's easiest for you to receive it. So don't struggle to look for a picture if that is difficult for you. Use your dominant sense. Allow them to communicate with you in the beginning in the way that is easiest, and then go about trying to develop those other senses. But always, as your fail-safe, allow them to communicate to you in the way that is easiest for you to receive. You don't want to miss the message because you're busy trying to force yourself to see something. It's about flowing. Be relaxed, be open, and be in a place of non-resistance. Allow the inner picture to dictate your outward reality. Again, they use the word picture, but it can be inner feeling, inner knowing, inner words. Don't get too attached to the words. Let yourself receive the message in the way that's best for you. Then change the outer vision to match what you were given internally if the two are not in harmony, but put your belief and your energy into the inner vision you receive. If you feel that your purpose in life is to be a car washer, be the best car washer that you can be. However, go within and see if God is asking you for more. Perhaps being the best car washer you can be is absolutely your highest purpose. Do it. Do it with love. Do it with grace. Do it with kindness. But always check inside yourself. God, are you asking me to be more? The power to create is from God coming through you, not from you trying to bring that which is outside you in. If you are feeling unfulfilled, it could be because you see something outside of yourself that you say, oh, I want that. But when you go within, you find out if you were to acquire that, it would bring you enormous unhappiness. Try to disconnect from what other people have or what you see in the world around you and reconnect with that inner vision that will give you the understanding of what is exactly right for you. You are unique, and what someone else has or does may or may not be a good match for you. We're not concerned about what someone else is doing that is fulfilling them. We are solely concerned with you and how you can receive the greatest amount of satisfaction from your life. And the way to do that is to go within and get clear with God. Not clear by bringing the outside in. Get clear from allowing God to expand within you and show you what it is that would fulfill your life. Now, I do have a couple of stories for you, and if you're thinking, oh gosh, here comes another parking story, you're absolutely right. Parking is a major challenge in my city, and I'm going to share those stories with you in a moment. Only one is about parking. The other is from when I was teaching, and the importance of allowing yourself to grow. But let's look at what they've shared with us. Understand that with the increased growth that we are all experiencing, there is increased responsibility. This is not the time to go to the top of a mountain and build yourself a hut. We chose this time to come into the world to be the powerful force of love. We're not allowed to run away. We chose to come in at this time. We chose to be leaders. It is time to stand up and let the world notice your shining light. Just as our DNA is being upgraded, our spiritual connection is also being expanded. Make use of that expanded connection. We're able to hold more and more of the God force energy inside of us. Take advantage of this powerful resource. It used to be so difficult, to get beyond the veil and to connect. It has become so much easier. Allow it to be easy. Open, surrender, say yes to God and all they have to offer. And let us remember that everything we truly desire that is really meant for us, that you may see outside of you, will have an answering call within you if it is truly meant for you. So if you see something outside of yourself, let's say, just for an example, a beautiful car, and you say to yourself, oh, I would just feel so great if I were driving that car. But when you go within, there's emptiness. You don't feel any answering call for that car. That is not the car for you. Instead of getting all frustrated, oh, I don't understand, why is this, I love that car, it's the perfect car. Just ask God to show you. What's the right car for me to be driving? What would you have me drive? I guarantee you they're not going to show you a horse and buggy unless that would bring you the greatest joy possible. They will show you that which is in alignment with you. Remember, you are a co-creator. Creation is God coming through you, not you bringing the outside in. You must have that answering call if you are going to be successful at creating. So your job is to find the place within you that is already in vibrational harmony to what you desire, or to shift your desire to what is in vibrational harmony. So let's say you wanted to drive a convertible, but God knows that if you were to be driving that convertible today, tomorrow you would be in a place and it would cause an accident and end your life. There's not going to be an answering call in you for that convertible right now. Maybe it will come later. But right now, God would like you in another vehicle because your work here is not done. If you find when you go within that you have debris standing in the way, that you can't get to the place, that you can feel that there's a place that you need to be, but there's all of this garbage in the way, do the work. Get into the heart. Clear the heart. Don't let those limiting beliefs control you. Get rid of them. Ask God to help you clear out anything that is not in vibrational harmony with your highest good. And remember always to get used to asking God what their vision is for your life and stop telling God what you want. Where God, the time when we could say, God, give me this, please, is over. We're not in kindergarten anymore. We are in spiritual graduate school, and we are asked to step up to the plate, assume our rightful place, And that means as co-creators. We are to be saying, God, what is your highest vision for me? Not, God, this is what I want, now make it happen. It might be a shift in consciousness or in your thinking. Move into it gradually. If you find yourself begging, God, I really wanted that convertible, take a deep breath. Recognize this is new and it may be awkward at first. Ask God to forgive you for not being in your highest version of yourself and simply begin again. God, what is it that you want for me? I want to be in alignment with your vision. The thing we need to really remember here is that we are building a strong foundation, a foundation of bedrock. In the past, many of us built our foundations on sand, and it could not withstand the pressure. And we crumbled, and we fell off the path, and we took a long time, in many cases, certainly in my case, before we really got back on and really committed to this journey. So what we are doing now, when we allow more source energy to flow through us, is to give ourselves that bedrock foundation that will allow us to move forward successfully. We are not using the you do it, God approach. We are recognizing that it is our responsibility, that our spiritual journey is our responsibility. And we are building on the tools, the vision boards, the movies, the other tools that we already have, and we are expanding. We're getting bigger. You know, I used to teach kindergarten, and one of the first things that we would go over with the children always were the ABCs and the numbers. You had to know what the letter looked like and what it sounded like before you could move ahead into reading. The reason is because when those letters got strung together, you may need to sound it out before you knew, oh, that says cat, cat. That says cat. And the light bulb goes on and you recognize, hey, that's cat. By taking the individual pieces and putting them together, you created a new, more powerful whole. With numbers, you would be able to count and to quantify and to add, each skill built upon the other. Now that you are in spiritual graduate school, you may think, oh, I'm really not using any of my kindergarten skills. But I guarantee you, if you were to see a word that you do not recognize, you would immediately use your kindergarten skills to sound it out and see if that word could be familiar. You may use context clues within the sentence to see if you could understand what that word meant. We always use our basic building block skills, but we just can't stay in kindergarten. We need to learn to read, to learn to add and multiply and divide and do the higher work. So don't allow yourselves to stay in kindergarten, but don't discard those tools that have been helpful to you in the past. Everything works together for your greater good. But if you don't understand the basic principles, it's going to be really difficult to stay on the path. So that's why you want to create that bedrock foundation as you move forward and allow more of source energy to enter in. Now, one of the years that I was teaching, I was in second grade, and I had the cutest 8-year-olds. They were wonderful. But I had one little boy who was a little resistant to learning. He didn't quite want to put the effort in all of the time. And one time he came to me and said, after a particularly challenging day in the classroom, he said, "You know what? I don't really need to learn how to read or to do adding and multiplication or any of the things that we were studying." I said, "Really? And why is that?" He said, put his hands on his hips and he thrust out his chest and he said, "Because I'm going to be a rap star." I looked at him and I said, "You know, I totally believe that you are capable of becoming a rap star. But here's what's going to happen if you don't know how to read and you don't know how to do any math. Your lawyer, who you're going to need to write the contract for you before you sign with a record label, is going to write in the contract all of the money that you earn can go into his pocket. And you'll sign it. But because you don't know how to read, you won't know that he's diverted all of your funds into his bank account. And then the accountant that you'll have to hire, because you don't know how to do math, will start siphoning off all of that money that you're earning little by little. He'll find a way to put some of it in his pocket. And he'll show you what he's doing, and he'll show you all of his work and all of the numbers. But because you don't know how to do math, you won't know that he's taken a lot of your money for himself or herself. So, even though you have all the potential to become a major rap star, you still need to know how to read and how to do math. You cannot walk forward in this life being illiterate and expect to prosper, because there are other people who did put the time in and learn to read and to do math, and they'll take advantage of you. Well, he thought about that, and I can't say that he ever became my superstar student, but he did begin putting in more effort, because I had been able to explain to him the only one you're hurting is yourself if you do not put the effort in now. Same thing on that spiritual journey. If we don't put the effort in now to really get a hold of those foundational skills and then to use them to broaden ourselves, the only ones that we're going to be hurting are ourselves. Now, my parking lot story for today, or parking story, is the businesses that want to have you come and shop there, the grocery stores most particularly, always provide parking, because finding parking on the street is really, really tough. And in many cases, it's timed parking. They give you a certain amount of time that you can be there. So you have to go in and go through the gate, take a ticket, go through the gate. And when you leave, they've either validated your parking or you have to get out in the allotted time. So I'm driving into the grocery parking lot the other day, and I look over and I see a woman who is completely frustrated. She is sitting there and she is jamming the ticket over and over again into the slot. She's pushing the help button. She is so frustrated. I'm thinking, oh gosh, this darn thing is broken again. And yet I have my ticket, so I need to move on. And as I look in my rear view mirror, I see the gate is already up. And I remember another time I had that same experience. And I wanted to remind you that sometimes we get so focused on what we're trying to do with our limited inferior tunnel vision that we don't see that wide open gate that's standing right in front of us. This was several weeks ago, and until this woman went through this experience, I had completely forgotten about it. But I drove up to the gate, I'm leaving, and I see a ticket sticking out of the ticket reader. I pull out the other ticket and try to put my ticket in. Nothing happens. Try to put my ticket in again. Nothing happens. Again, I'm the one pushing on the help button. How in the heck am I going to get out of this parking lot? I'm completely focused on that machine. And the machine is telling me, put your ticket in, put your ticket in. It just keeps repeating. I'm saying, I'm trying to put my ticket in. What in the heck is wrong with this? I hate these stupid ticket machines. Put your ticket in, pushing the help. Nobody answers. Another car drives up behind me. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I am holding up the line. Something finally says, or gets through to me and says, look up. I look up. The bar has been up the entire time. The machine is broken. I could have just gone right through the gate, but I had gotten so focused on the task that I believed I should be doing, which was stick the ticket in the machine, and the machine is telling me, insert ticket. But I got so focused on my little microvision that I didn't look up to see that the gate had been open the entire time. Now, after I parked, I started to walk back and tell the woman, hey, the gate is open. But she already figured it out. I think someone drove up behind her and honked so that she would look up. But it's just so wonderful to me, the way they use, and I mean the angels and all of our helpers, the energetic helpers, the way they use everyday situations to help remind us what we need to be doing on our spiritual journey. The gate might already be up. Look to God first. Don't look to your own vision first. Look to God. They have the answers. They will make life so much easier for you if you allow them. Use all of the tools in your toolbox. Continue to use the vision board if it's working for you, if it's helping you to get a focal point. But go within before you create that board and get your God vision really focused in your mind, and then create a vision board that matches your God vision. Don't insist on driving the convertible if it means that a boulder may roll down the hill and fall right on your head the next day. Allow God to choose the vehicle you're driving so that you can stay on this planet long enough to achieve your vision. You came with a purpose and it's powerful. Now it's time for each one of you, and myself included, to open up fully to God and say, God, what would you have me do? Help me align my vision with your vision so that the work that needs to move forward on this planet will go smoothly, and I will be a part of it, and I will be living a fulfilled life because I will be living my purpose. So now I am ready to hear from every one of you. What purpose do you have or journey do you feel that you should be on? How can we support you? What is going to be the greatest gift that we can give you today? Remember, as a community, our purpose is to support each other. None of us are going to be successful if we try to do it alone. It just doesn't work that way. We all came in together at the same time, and we came because we knew we would need to support each other. So please share with us your vision. Share with us your frustrations. Let us support you. Let us uplift you, guide you, hold you, love you, get you through this difficult time so that it becomes easy for you to stay on the journey. And while we're waiting for people to be brave enough to actually want to contribute, let me just add that I have finally got a YouTube channel active. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. I put the 28-day program, that 28 days, 28 ways and 28 days to love yourself unconditionally is on there. I am putting slowly these calls. And if you're in a place where you are feeling lonely or isolated and you just need to hear the voice of someone that loves you, put on the video. It is not a live video because the calls were pre-recorded, but you will hear many people that love you and support you, and you will remember, oh, I'm not alone. I do have a community. I am loved. I am supported. I can do this. I can stay on this path and achieve my goals because there are other people that love and support me. So it's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer on YouTube. They have that feature where you can just let it play. If you're in that place where you need the support, just let it play. You will be loved. Doug, I see your hand is raised. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Hello. So good. Can you hear me? Hello.
Beautifully.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Beautiful, prophetic words. You're speaking. All real great, incredible. And aligning with the vision, relating to a need, really, and so much of it, and fighting right now, fighting through this. I hope it's the end of a cold. I haven't been sick for a long time, and I really got it. Wondering about kind of like, the support and love, of the community. It's real and it's true. Not really, I think I found myself in a place of isolation for a while because various reasons, but I think mostly because I had wind knocked out of me twice. I have a past relationship that woke me up, and then by a family relationship, basically relationships with my family that woke me up, that I'm kind of realizing today, and that these people were not really so much for me, even though they say, hey, we love you. They aren't, though. And I can believe it, and I actually believe it only hurts me because they can say, yeah, this and that, then they act differently. So I kind of like got fooled, believing a lie, believing something that wasn't true, good for me, really, sportively. The spiritual community, spiritual family, spirit tribe, spirit friends. This is why I'm coming on, because really made a really hard decision that my family put me down for, and it was really the best decision of my life. And they didn't acknowledge it, and they said essentially that I was wrong for it, and it was something that was for my health, and that was really, truly good and great and beautiful and incredible. And because I've made this decision, I have more clarity than I ever have. And but it's like I missed like an acknowledgement. But I don't know. I think I just wanted him to agree. But anyways, he didn't, and they didn't even acknowledge it. So, but on the end of my sad, I don't know. I'm not looking for sympathy, but I'm really ready to get up and like jump, there's someone along the way said, jump and your life will appear. And that's kind of like in all ways what I'm ready to do. So I'm not talking about jumping in my death. And I hope no one ever does that, because their life's more precious than that. I know that for a fact, not even having met anyone that's ever attempted suicide. Never thought about it. Life is the most precious gift. And so, yeah, I'm just telling outwardly, or saying outwardly that I'm ready. I'm ready for the next thing, next turn in the road and the bigger vision. That's all. Thanks much. I love you.
I love you, and congratulations for recognizing that you're ready. But I do want to address the family issue for a moment, because it is not uncommon that the one who wakes up first is usually feeling very isolated within their family situation. I don't know why, but it seems across the board that there is one who will wake up first. They are the black sheep, the outcast, the outsider. They don't fit. It's very lonely and awkward as a child. It's sometimes abusive. And yet we tend to keep going back to that family, that physical family, saying, look at me, recognize me, can you see all that I am? They can't. And it's not their fault. They haven't gotten to where you are. And that's the reason why we need to come together as a community, as a cohesive unit, and support each other like a family, a well-functioning family would. It is very painful when your physical family doesn't seem to recognize your gifts or your value, but it's not unusual. And yes, they will say, oh, I love you so much. And then the minute you don't want to follow their path, oh, you're horrible, terrible, you're a failure, whatever they can come up with to try to jolt you back into their reality will come spewing forth from their mouth. Well, first of all, they don't God love you. They physically love you. You're part of them, so they hold physical feelings for you. But they don't have a God vision for you. They have their limited vision for you, and if they haven't woken up, what you're doing is very frightening and also will be very challenging to them personally. And rather than be challenged by you, they would rather demean you or make fun of you or ostracize you so that they don't have to look within. So the physical family unit can be challenging. However, we come together as a spiritual family to support each other and to provide a bridge through the isolation while more and more of us are waking up, and it will be easier and easier to find like-minded people within your community.
Yes.
So do you want to share with us what your vision is, Doug, or are you not ready to do that?
Well, thank you very much kindly also for your kind words. And you have the loveliest voice, too. And I know all those kindergartners, as you being Marcia, their kindergarten teacher, they were lucky to have you and that little kid that was telling you no, or whatever his deal was. I don't know. I think that's funny. I worry. I don't know. I say it in some ways. I worry about. I sound like Foghorn right now. I'll say. The guy on Tunes, the Foghorn.
It's part
the
of the
roots.
ascension, though. Understand that all the negativity, any limiting thing, physical, emotional, spiritual, it's all coming out. It's a rough road, but we're stronger than this. We're more powerful than this, and we're just riding it together.
We are. And there are, so basically two, my, just like adding, and I don't know, just hoping that I have all of the fundamental things together. I mean, because I could turn my car, I can use my turn signal, and I don't know, I think I can add and do a lot of arithmetic and you know, spelling and spelling B, E, you know. Those old anyway, so my vision, oh goodness. I don't really my vision my vision, I had a dream a long time ago. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. Oh,
okay.
I cannot really talk about, but it's all right. But I did. It was actually like a dream, and I know. Oh Lord, given to me by God, and I sort of hold on to it in some ways, and I don't have much clarity on it exactly at this time, except for we are all love, and we are, we all basically. Oh Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. I might have to stop talking, and but I don't want to stop. Anyways, just to we all matter. Each one of us matters. In my vision, all of us matter. Each life matters. There's not a greater. There's not a less. There's not a between a color or a gender or a freaking blade of grass or a giant I don't know, pinwheel oak tree. Each one matters. That's what I know.
Well, you're absolutely
That's what I know
right.
so far.
And here's the thing that I want to add, and then we're going to go to Tina, give your voice a rest. Here's the thing that I want to add. Even if you are concerned that your foundation may not be strong enough, you still go to God and say, it is my desire to build my foundation to be as strong as possible. If I am weak in any one area, God, please show me, and then show me how to strengthen that particular area. We are never on this journey alone, and there is nothing that is being withheld from you. It's just us saying, oh no, I know better. My little guy in second grade who was going to be a rap star, he knew better. He knew he didn't need to read because he was going to be a rap star, and that wasn't going to be part of his life.
Are you saying rap or rock? Rap?
Rap. At the time when
like a rapper?
Yes, he was going to be a rapper. And, I've lost touch with those kids, so I don't know whether he ever went that direction. But we cannot be like him to God. We can't say, oh, no, God, I'm going to be a blah, blah, so I don't need to know whatever. Instead, I want us to be open and receptive to God and say, God, fill me in on everything I need to know. Bring it to my attention. Help me learn it. It may not be. I like the
gate open story, too. I love you so much. Thank you.
Oh, God. My parking stories. But remember, we've got to say to God, perhaps your purpose in this life is not to be a teacher. But those skills that ability to communicate may be really important in your chosen profession or in navigating life. So then you would say, God, just please show me any areas of weakness so that I can make sure that I am building my spiritual life on bedrock.
Yeah.
God will not hold anything.
Sandstone. I love
Yes.
you so much. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Just remember, God withholds nothing. We resist the information. That was me. I wanted that stupid machine to accept my card, and I wasn't looking up to see that the gate was open. I was resisting the free access, and I don't want us to do that. Get used to co-creating with God and assuming that if you're having difficulty in one area, that you may be forcing or resisting and that the gate is already open. So, Doug, we're going to give your voice a rest and go to Tina. Hi, honey.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say congratulations on your YouTube. We need it. And I wanted to just say, what you shared is so amazing, and Doug is amazing. Oh my gosh, his energy is beautiful. Dave too. Oh my God, I want to say thank you to Dave last week for the compliment and everything. I just wanted to say what Doug said was so amazing too, was because it just gave me more hope, being alone, family. I thought I was like, the only one that my family saw me being the black sheep, and literally they look at me that way. And I don't look for the approval of them anymore because I'm done with that. But, I think with just everything else is like I was telling you, Marcia, is like just being dumped in this world where you just want to love everybody, and knowing that they don't want that, it's all right. Sorry. But the beauty of it is that, you have this group, and it gives me hope. And it gives me hope to know that there's people like us that we want to see all this too. And that's what even helps me want to live now. I think I was just like, God, I don't want to be here with people that are just so angry all the time and hateful. And I know, that's their purpose, their free will. But, for an empath, I think it's just so hard to see that. And, my hope is just, I just want to keep sharing love. And, I don't care if I'm not going to be a teacher. I know that I'm just here to just, continue to be loving. And, what I share on my walls outside, they're trying to get rid of me. But, I know I'm here. God put me here at this house because this neighborhood needs love. It does. But even if they don't want it, I can see it. And it gives me hope to keep going. So I just want to say thank you.
You are so welcome. But I just want you to really understand, as we all ascend, those who are still sleeping are going to feel some effects, and those who have committed to the dark are going to become angrier and angrier. It has been their way for a really long time. And they are the schoolyard bullies. They're not going to just say, oh, goody, my chance to be the bully is over. They're going to try to dig their heels in and get as many jabs in as they can before they finally are overwhelmed by just the sheer numbers of people who are waking up and recognizing, oh, we get a lot more done when we cooperate and when we're loving and kind to each other. But it's not you. They are not singling you out and saying, we hate you. They don't even know you. They hate love, or what they believe is the force trying to come against them. They don't know love either. So it's impossible to hate what you don't know, but I guess That's what hate is. When you don't understand something, you're afraid of it, and then that fear can translate into hate. So please don't take anything that may be happening around you personally, even within our families. We've got to, when somebody pops off with a comment that you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Recognize it's where they are right now, and that they are dealing with some garbage that they should have taken out a long time ago that has popped up to the surface and is saying, look at me, you smell. And it's a little painful. It's painful because in most cases, those people don't have the tools that we have. They're available to them, but they don't access them. And so they're looking at it as, God is beating me up. God is being mean to me. And, I'm upset. You are mean to make me grow. Just like my little boy in second grade. He wanted me to say, oh, you're right. That's okay. You don't ever have to learn how to read. But if I had done that, I would have crippled him for life. God is saying the same thing. You have to grow. Get over it. Get off your pity party. You can do it the hard way and fight and kick and scream, but you are going to do this. Or you can follow the path of least resistance and just say, God, can you show me? Lead me, guide me, take me by the hand. I am willing. Don't do it for me, because God's not going to do it for you, but show me how I can grow into this vision that you see for me.
Yeah, you're right. I think because I felt so alone, I felt like I left Facebook because I said, how could I have wakened up and there's so many beautiful people on Facebook and on the groups. And I said, I'm soaking in stuff around me, and I'm like, how did I wake up to this? This is, unbelievable to see the energy that you see filter around you. And, all I'm asking is that I think it's the hardest thing is to learn how to shield. That's the only thing I think once I know how to shield real good, this won't affect me so much because like I said, I can still love whoever hates me. And even my family and my sister's awakened and she discarded me, and I can't believe, and that's why I felt like I don't think I awakened. Because if my sister awakened, how come she can't love the way I do and forgive the way I can forgive? And I'm not perfect, but the thing, I'm let alone even close to perfect. I have faults, but I know I can still have compassion and love. But for a family member to awaken and then turn around and say, I'm not awakened and I have entities, I'm like, okay, I'm telling you, Marcia, if she called me right now, I would still love her. She's my sister, but she won't. And so now I have to know that I have to let her go, and I'm good with it. It used to tear me down. I mean, it would put me in the hospital because that's all I had. But I know it's not just her. I have people on Facebook. I have you, Marcia, I have people on your group. And, that's my family. That's my support. These are my family. Really, it's showing me. You feel like you're isolated. That's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
No, because another brilliant point. We have to be really careful. People can say, I'm awake, but if they are coming at you with a knife and they are repeatedly stabbing you in the back, they haven't gotten very far on their journey. We're not going to judge anyone else, but the yardstick for spiritual enlightenment is love. You will not see a yogi walking around who is truly ascended and just here as a leader, walking around and taking pot shots at other people. They are so far up, it doesn't even enter into their realm of thinking. They are busy spreading that love. They may correct your behavior, but they'll correct your behavior in a loving way in which you can learn. If somebody is coming at you with a knife telling you or judging you or belittling you, you really have to stop and think, this behavior is not enlightened behavior. This is just an indication of where they are on their journey.
You're right. You know what I was going to say? I did awaken because I went outside yesterday and I thanked the people that are just hating me and calling the cops on me. And I went outside, Marcia, and I said, I love them. I said, thank you, I love you, and I bless you. And it's like I can't stop. I can't stop being. They can be mean to me, but I still send love to them, although they don't need it.
Everyone needs it. But
yeah.
I just want you to take your attention away from them because they're not receiving.
Yeah.
They're busy playing games, and put your attention on other people or other things who are ready to receive your love and to grow.
Yeah.
And
right.
instead of saying to yourself, did I or did I not awaken, just congratulate yourself. I'm on a spiritual journey. I am filled with love.
Okay.
Let's not get caught up in these terms of I'm awake, he's asleep. It really doesn't matter. Let's just make our goal to share love.
Yeah.
To share as much love and to open as fully as we possibly can to the God source energy and allow that to flow through us, because we as physical beings are not going to be able to change the planet on our own. We are not powerful creators. We are only powerful co-creators. So we must recognize it is not us in our little usness, our oneness, that's doing it. It is us in through our connection to God. God flowing through us that is bringing this loving energy into the planet and onto the planet and creating the change and allowing people to realize they can operate cooperatively instead of competitively. But we did it the other way for a really long time. So the people that really loved being competitive are going to be struggling a little. They're going to be saying to themselves, where do I fit? I don't know how to get along with people. Let me just go bash somebody over the head. I'll feel better. They're not going to feel better. But let's just leave them over there for the moment and cultivate all the people who are ready to receive love. Go the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
If somebody wants your love, pour it out onto them. If they don't want it, it's okay. The next person is open, ready, and willing. And you can circle back to those people and check in later. Hey, are you ready for some love today? No! Okay, move on. Move on. Next. We've got to get better at next. Otherwise, the ones who are ready and willing and waiting may get overlooked because we're so busy bashing our head against the wall of the people that are saying, oh, no way, no thanks, not for me. And
You're
remember,
right. Thank you. Thank you.
Because remember, they've got free will. So you can keep banging your head against that wall and they don't ever have to say yes.
You're right. You're so right.
Go within, get that God vision, and go where God is sending you.
You're right. Thank you, Marcy.
You're so welcome. Okay, everybody. Our time is up for today. We will meet again next Wednesday. And next Wednesday's topic is going to be really interesting. This popped into my head as I was going to sleep. I'm hearing people say, if I allow more of God in, what happens to me, or where do I go? So this will be an interesting explanation of what is actually happening in the energetic. As always, feel free to sign up for my email list. It's Marcia at Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. If you feel that you'd like to speak with me personally, I offer a free consultation. Again, email me at Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. Marcia spelled Marcia. Or visit my website. You can message me from there, Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. And now we have a YouTube channel. And when you are feeling lonely, put on that channel, just let it run. You will hear a loving conversation that will let you know you are loved and you are not alone. So until next Wednesday, I'm sending you my love.